infants, newborns, babies, they should be in a basket type na car seat kung nakikita nyo yan, especially when they're newborns, that they need to be in rear-facing car seats. You cannot put your babies in forward-facing car seats because that is a no-no. That's against the law. Hi guys! Welcome back to our channel. And in today's video ay pag-uusapan natin kung ano yung mga bagay na dapat nyong malaman about car seat regulations in Canada. So bakit nga ba may mga car seat regulations dito sa Canada? Dahil guys, Canada cares for the safety and welfare of our kids. That's why they put these regulations in place. There's a reason for this and that's why we need to follow these regulations. And when it comes to my experience, I have a son, he's now 9. So I've had my fair share of experience when it comes to kids' safety while traveling. And please stick until the end of this video because I'm going to share with you my own personal tips when it comes to these things. And without further ado, let's jump into the facts. The first one is, our kids need to be buckled in certain types of car seats in Canada. Guys, if you have a kid in Canada, you must know that if you have a baby, he or she needs to be in a certain type of car seat. And if you have a toddler, it should be a different one, and so on and so forth. As they grow up, they need to be in different kinds of car seats to accommodate their height, weight, and age. And make sure that you do your own research as well because every province has different regulations when it comes to these things. So there may be few differences here and there. Make sure you do your own due diligence when it comes to researching proper car seats for your kids. Fact number 2 is that infants should be in a rear-facing car seat. What do we mean by this? Infants, newborns, babies, they should be in a basket type na car seat. Kung nakikita nyo yan, they should be in that type of car seat because it has 5-point harness na fully supported yung katawan nila na maliliit when we are traveling, and also why it should be rear-facing. Rear-facing means the baby should be facing against the driver. Bakit ganito? Dahil in case of a sudden stop while we're driving, the baby's neck and spinal cord are protected against injuries. Guys, there are a bunch of organizations that did these experiments, so you can search on Google about this to make sure that you are well informed about the safety of your babies, especially when they're newborns, that they need to be in rear-facing car seats. You cannot put your babies in forward-facing car seats and make them face towards the driver or what the driver sees because that is a no-no. That's against the law. Fact number 3 is that the next step after the rear-facing car seats is that we have what we call convertible car seats. Convertible car seats are a bit different when it comes to the style dahil the toddler can face forward now, but before you put your toddler into a convertible car seat, make sure na binabasa ninyo yung manufacturer's label dahil nakalagay doon kung ilang taon, anong height and weight ng bata bago mo siya pwedeng ilagay doon. If your baby is on the thinner side, just like mine, my boy was a bit thinner and maliit siya na baby, so he used the rear-facing seat until he was almost 3 years old. Guys, if your baby can still use the rear-facing seat, it's best to put him in there, rear-facing, until hindi na talaga siya pwede. Dahil as much as possible, we should protect the heads and necks and spinal cords of our babies. But when it comes to convertible car seats, you can still put them rear-facing. Depende sa manufacturer. That's why kailangan nyo talagang basahin yun. If you can put that convertible car seats in case yung baby nyo is hindi na siya pwede dun sa basket type na seat. Kung next type of seat na siya kailangan, but you can still put it rear-facing, it's best to do that because my son's car seat was rear-facing as much as possible, as much as we could, because this is for our kids' safety. Fact number 4 is that we have what we call forward-facing car seats. This is the next step after the convertible car seat. This is when you can put your kids forward-facing just like how we appear as adults when we sit in the car. So, nakatingin na sila kung saan tayo nakatingin, which is forward-facing. but this seat should still be in a 5-point harness. This is around 2 to 4 years old. Still important na naka 5-point harness pa rin. How you know is that yung car seat ay may own belts, may chest clip, and then may buckle dito sa baba around the belly button area. Fact number 5 is we have what we call booster seats. This is when I see most of the parents make a mistake, guys, because they put their kids in booster seats even if they are not ready for that yet. I've seen a lot of kids na naka-booster seat even though yung seat belt ng sasakyan ay dito pa nakalagay sa leeg, which is a no-no. It's very dangerous, guys, because pag mag-sudden full stop kayo, lilipad yung mga anak ninyo. So make sure, guys, think about your kids' safety first. Make your kids' safety your priority. You can use booster seats around 8 to 12 years old. Again, it depends on the manufacturer's label, but make sure that you make your own judgment about these things. How you know is that sa booster seat, ginagamit na natin ang regular seatbelt ng sasakyan. So, pagka seatbelt mo sa anak mo ay dito nakalagay yung seatbelt, that means he is not ready for a booster seat yet. Put him back into that forward-facing seatbelt with 5-point harness. Dahil malalaman ninyo na ready na yung anak ninyo for a booster seat is pag binakal mo siya sa regular seatbelt, dito na yung seatbelt. Just like us, adults, na pag nagsi-seatbelt tayo, diba, dito na yung seatbelt sa may collarbone, ganyan. Hindi dito sa leeg. It's very dangerous, guys. Fact number 6 is that after the booster seat, ay pwede na natin gamitin ang seatbelt ng sasakyan without any kind of seat. Pero, the kid needs to reach certain height and age requirement again. Paano nyo malalaman is that kung nakaupo ang mga anak ninyo without any type of booster seat, ay properly buckled na siya na, as I said, yung seatbelt ay dito sa collarbone. Ganyan, hindi siya dito sa leeg. Dahil kung yung seatbelt ay dito pa dumadaan sa leeg ng bata, that means he still needs a booster seat. Sometimes our kids will say, "Ayoko dyan, mama. Dito na ako sa I don't like that booster seat, blah, blah, blah." Naturally, kids will say that. Normally, ayaw nila ng ganyan-ganyan. Medyo ime-ime, maarte sila or anything. But make sure, iisipin ninyo ang safety ng inyong mga anak bago ang makaatihan na yan. They should follow your rule as a parent. Dahil ikaw ang nakakaalam kung ano ang mas better sa anak mo. One thing to watch out, kung ready na ba talaga ang anak mo to sit on the vehicle's regular seat na walang booster, ay kung yung knee niya ay mabibend na niya sa edge ng seat ng sasakyan. So, when the kid's legs are still ganito pa, pag nakaupo siya, hindi pa nabibend, ganyan, that means he or she still needs a booster seat. Fact number 7 is that kids cannot sit in the passenger seat when they don't reach the age or weight requirements yet. So, the age and weight requirement para pwede nang umupo ang inyong anak sa harap ng sasakyan ay around 13 years old, and they should be at least 90 pounds. So, if they fall under that, make sure to have them sit at the back yet. Hindi pa sila pwede doon sa harapan. Kailangan doon pa sila sa likod makaupo. Fact number 8 is that car seats are registered, guys. Make sure na pag bumili kayo ng car seat ay nakapasya sa safety standards ng government and meron siyang National Safety Mark label, because car seats here are regulated. Hindi basta-basta pwede makabili ng car seats na hindi nakapasa sa safety checks. And after you buy the car seats, make sure to register it to the manufacturer's website para in case of recalls, you are notified, because there are instances that after they release certain models of car seats is may nalaman sila na nagka-disgrasya dahil ganito ganyan, may certain flaws sa car seat. That's when they make recalls. And what it means is that manonotify ka na you bought this certain type of model of this car seat, brand and make, and then you can return this seat, or sometimes they will send you a new one, or like it depends on the manufacturer's policies. The last fact about car seat regulations in Canada is that you cannot just buy any second-hand car seat in the marketplace. In my own experience, kailangan alam mo ang history ng seat na kahit hindi pa expired ay hindi siya na-involve in any type of accidents before. Dahil kung na-involve na siya ng accident kahit hindi pa siya expired, ay tampered na ang safety ng car seat. tampered na yung original na safety check na ginawa ng car seat when it was purchased. So those are the important facts, guys, when it comes to car seat regulations in Canada. Again, it is very important na we follow these rules and regulations dahil nakalagay ito, ginawa nila ito for our kids' safety. It's not just for show, it's not just for fancy, whatever thing you may think about it. It's for our kids' safety. So if you're new to Canada, you just landed and you have kids, make sure to be aware of all these regulations. And then, kailangan nakaset ang mga utak natin na hindi natin dadalhin ang kung anuman ang meron na mga regulations sa Pilipinas dahil iba dito sa Canada. Because, alam natin na sa Pilipinas ay walang ganitong rule when it comes to kids safety. Pag nagta-travel tayo dahil sa Philippines, nilalagay lang natin ang mga anak natin gaano kaliit sa sasakyan, not even using a seatbelt. Even adults, we don't have these strict rules in the Philippines. So that's why when you land in Canada, when you come here, make sure na you follow these rules, guys. Because if not, you may be ticketed. And then tickets here are not cheap. It's expensive, especially if it involves kids. And guys, there are instances that I've heard, I've read, or I've encountered somewhere in social media that if the government sees that you are not responsible enough for your kids, they may take your kids for custody. That is one thing that you should be scared of. Ayaw natin na kunin ng gobyerno ang mga anak natin, so we should follow these rules, guys. It's for our kids' safety. Again, I cannot stress this enough because bakit in my 11 years here in Canada, I've seen a lot of parents na hindi properly buckled yung mga anak nila, or they take a long drive na yung mga anak nila ay not even using a seatbelt, a car seat, or anything like that, which is very dangerous because one mistake could lead us to regrets for the rest of our lives as a parent. Now, let's move to my personal tips when it comes to traveling with kids. My first tip is that dun sa rear-facing na car seat ng newborns or ng mga babies, kung takot ka na hindi mo makita yung anak mo while you're traveling dahil dun siya nakaharap sa likod, you can use a mirror for that. You can search it online. There are baby stuff manufacturers na nagbebenta ng mga mirrors na ito na pwede mong ilagay dun sa harap ng baby mo para pag nakatingin ka sa dashboard mirror mo or anything, ay makikita mo yung baby mo dahil may mirror ka din na nakikita dun sa harap ng baby. But I have one warning for this because it's almost summer. So make sure na yung type of mirror na ginagamit ninyo, which is, I don't know if you can be certain of this, ay may instances na it started a fire. Dahil yung sunlight ay nagre-refract doon sa mirror and then it started a fire in the fabric of the car seat or wherever it lands or wherever the light refracts. So make sure, guys, na tandaan nyo rin itong mga bagay na ito, you do your own diligence. My second tip is that you don't just go for the cheapest car seat. Based on my own experience, guys, it's best to do thorough research before purchasing a car seat. Hindi mo lang basta bibilhin yung pinakamura dahil we know na you get what you pay for. So if you're thinking about your kids' safety, better yet na kunin mo yung hindi masyadong cheap na brand. Dahil in my own experience too, I bought the seat that I think na the best para sa anak ko kahit na hindi siya mura. Because kung iisipin mo, kung makakabili ka ng handbag na $300, you can buy a car seat worth $300 for your child na magagamit mo for many years. Ang car seat naman, guys, ay hindi lang pang isang taon. Magagamit mo siya 2 years, 3 years, and so on. So, hindi siya ganun ka-cheap kung iisipin mo. Then, you cannot cheap out the safety of your kids. That's one thing that you have to keep in mind. And my third and last tip when it comes to traveling with kids is that in Canada, we have harsh winters. And there are instances na kailangan talaga natin mag-long drive or travel kahit na masama yung panahon, kahit naka-blizzard. Kasi, importante talaga siya, such as like, you have to go to the doctor 1 hour away dahil ang doktor nyo sa town ninyo or city ay hindi available, so you have to go like drive 45 minutes, 1 hour or anything like that kahit na winter. So one thing that I can advise to newcomers in Canada with kids are that when you travel, especially if it's a longer drive, you should always be ready for your kids. Number one is you have to have snacks na kailangan in case now you need to stop somewhere because you cannot really drive. It's too very dangerous to drive on that certain road condition. Kailangan may snack yung mga anak ninyo. And another thing is you have to bring some type of warm blankets or additional jackets na nakaset aside somewhere sa inyong sasakyan for in case of emergencies. So, For example, in the middle of the highway is tumirik yung sasakyan or is too really dangerous to push through sa biyahe ninyo, is you have some warm blankets for your kids and for you as well. Dahil kahit na andun kayo sa loob ng sasakyan, it's still too cold if the car is not moving, even if the car is on. So your kids should be warm enough inside the car while you're waiting for your rescue. And the last thing about that is, guys, if it's not important and it's winter time, you better not making a long drive. Kung masama ang panahon, kung winter, madulas ang daan, and you are going out of town na hindi important, especially if you're bringing your kids. Because for me, I always think about our safety first before any kind of leisure. Because we can have that leisure, guys, when it's not winter anymore. Okay? We can always go out of town when the roads are clear and wala nang mga ice, ganyan, when it's springtime or even summer. We can wait for that. So that's all that I can share for you guys today. I hope you find this video helpful, and if you want to share this video to any newcomer in Canada that you know, please make sure to copy the link and send it to their social media or even tag them in the comments below. And also, if you like this video, the algorithms will push it to more people who needs to see this and know about this information. And guys, please make sure to subscribe to our channel for more contents like this in the future. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys who watches our video, and I'll see you on our next one.